Welcome to ADRENALIZE. This is our salute to the serene. Today, we enter the realm of dreams. Strapped to a small aluminium frame beneath one Dacron wing, we can fly, just the way we are. The pilots that we're with are experienced hang gliders who haven't flown for some time, and well knowing that of all the environments we can play in, the air leaves the least margin for error, the first flight today is a short test, just to get our feet in the air and prepare for a glide that will take us thousands of metres high and over many kilometres. But coming back down again isn't as easy as you might assume, and well, it's certainly a little tougher than we'd planned. You see what we mean? We are 300 metres up in the Southern Alps at Mount Cook National Park. To get up here today has taken a lot of planning and quite a few days waiting for the perfect conditions. Now, the only way to get to this altitude was by chopper, and we believe the only way down is by the grace of the winds. So we're here in the still early morning before the 100-kilometre winds familiar on these slopes get up. Hang gliding has a reputation as one of the most dangerous sports, but that's simply because the early hang gliders only learnt the rules by breaking them, and all too frequently breaking themselves in the process. An error made on a hang glider can have permanent consequences, but if you glide within your ability, there's no more danger up here than in everyday life. Any injuries that do occur in hang gliding are usually the result of pilot error, overestimating their ability or misreading the conditions. Gear failure is rare, largely because preparations are so meticulous. Hang gliding's almost always done in pairs or groups, so each pilot sets up their own rig, secures every bolt, and then checks on the work done by the other. Launching a hang glider from this altitude takes careful planning. An unexpected encounter with cloud means a drop in air temperature, heavy and debilitating moisture on your glider, and the risk of being thrown about by dangerous turbulence. When you pick your launch time, you want to be sure you've chosen well, because once you're off, the only way is down. Here we go. Hope you enjoy the ride. Gliding up here, we're hunting for mountain waves. That's a term for alpine air currents that can rise in a bubble or a continuous stream as high as heights of 24,000 metres. Catch one of those, and you're in for a fantastic ride. Steering a hang glider is a simple concept. You simply shift your body weight in the direction that you want to go. To steer left, you shuffle that way along your bar. To steer right, well, just shuffle over to the right. But the problem for beginners is that once you've entered a turn, merely returning your weight to the centre of your glider isn't enough. You have to compensate back to the opposite side to straighten out again. Well, it's good to know this before you first go up there. Speed is controlled by moving the bar itself. To go faster, just draw the bar in close to your body. That way, you've moved the glider's centre of balance forward, tipped your wing down, and the following descent delivers some serious speed at very short notice. To slow yourself, you need to flatten out the glider again. Now this is done by simply pushing the bar away from you, which in steep or unplanned descent can take a fair bit of heaving. The draw of hang gliding, and paragliding too, which we look at next, is the chance to hang suspended in the air, in an environment our ancestors could only fill with their dreams and wonder. It is at once incredibly exhilarating and remarkably soothing. The sights you see from here, to me, define the word wonderful. It's like being whisked up on a mystical carpet ride and shown wondrous sights hidden from ordinary view, which is pretty well exactly what we're seeing. An experienced hang glider learns to literally read the air, or perhaps to read between the lines by looking for signs in the terrain, soaring birds, getting generous rides without exerting any energy on their wing beats. It's an odd feeling to sit suspended in midair and have such a sense of comparative safety. But what separates the master from the beginner is their connection with nature, the intuitive feel and interpretation of the environment to take power from the invisible and to fly. When you're up here, it's hard to believe that we weren't meant to experience this all along. Hang gliding's day of mass popularity have largely given way to this sport, paragliding. The equipment required is easier to manage, lightweight, easily carried, and simple to launch. Steering a paraglider is simple too. To steer left or right, you merely pull one hand down or the other, and the paraglider does the rest. The paraglider's lack of weight means they can operate in far more moderate wind conditions than hang gliders, and the greater control means even absolute beginners can be soaring in a matter of days. Well, once you've got it up there, that is. Soaring is where you and your aerofoil paraglider catch localized thermal updrafts that can whisk paragliders up to altitudes reaching 15 to 20,000 feet. The silence up here is unmatched and made possible by the simplicity of the paraglider itself, which is really just a soft version of a standard aircraft wing. The science that makes it all possible is simple. The required equipment minimal, the sport worldwide, and the serenity paragliders experience is almost divine. Flying high above Queenstown in the South Island of New Zealand, this is a cross-country paragliding distance competition. Pilots are reading the ground and the air, looking for thermals to draw them across the countryside. The longest distance covered in a single paraglide is 340 kilometres. Long-distance flights are commonplace and exactly what paraglider design is meant to achieve. The ribbing in each aerofoil is a series of material cells trapping the available air and creating a pressure bubble that suspends pilot and paraglider in mid-flight. The design gives a glide angle ratio of 7:1, which means a paraglider flying in a thermal at, say, 10,000 feet will cover 70,000 feet before ever touching the ground. 70,000 feet is a little over 22 kilometres. Now that's 22 kilometres covered in comparatively still conditions without the benefit of any tailwind, and not an ounce of carbon monoxide is put into the atmosphere for this entire trip. That's it for this episode of ADRENALIZE. Time to get your feet firmly back on terra firma, but your dreams, they can carry you anywhere, and we will on the next episode of ADRENALIZE. Join us then.